Okay, welcome to fiscal year meeting number one. As you all know, that the fiscal year begins on July 1st. I want to present to you all a budget in regards to extracurricular activities in a particular group that I'm in charge of at North Central High School. I want to thank uh, Metropolitan School District Washington Township Superintendent Dr. Woodson for being here today. I also want to thank North Central High School Principal, Mr. Brangan, for being here as well, and also our parent-teacher organization president, Mr. English. I think all together we can decide on some decisions that will ultimately um, give underrepresented youth the chance to enjoy and experience a college campus like Indiana University. Okay, so as I mentioned before, why we're here, my mentor group is called Fresh. Fresh stands for Fresh, Responsible, Enlightened Students Helping the Community. And I want to take 25 members of my organization to Indiana University. The overall objective for our budget or our fiscal meeting, our budget meeting today, is to present and review a budget to send underrepresented youth from North Central High School to visit IU. Okay, so what exactly is Fresh? A little background. Fresh is a community service organization that aims to create an environment where students can collaborate amongst each other to better their community through service, leadership, and academics. Why should the district send members of Fresh to IU? I think it's important that students who don't necessarily have the chance or opportunity to experience something like college or even get a taste of it, especially those from urban environments and those from a low socioeconomic status, wherever the problem may be, it's important for them to receive the opportunity so that they can be engaged, so that they can think to themselves, you know what, I can do it too. That's very, very important, especially for our underrepresented youth and students of color and other marginalized groups at North Shore High School and also in the Washington Township community. Here's the budget. This is a very detailed budget, um, uh, complete with expenditures, complete with revenue, complete with an itemized list. So the bus transportation, we'll make sure that students feel comfortable while they're on their trip. It costs $900 to rent a bus from Greyhound, etc., to take to Bloomington from the North Central campus back and forth that day, the day of the trip. The campus tour, there'll be a campus tour students will go on, and it's completely free. Um, I have on here a rented room at the Neil Marshall Cultural Center, in Bloomington. It costs $350 to rent out this room for the entire day. I also make sure that we provide the kids breakfast with donuts. I have that at a dozen donuts for $24. Also make sure the kids are, they have some water on hand as we take trips across campus and as we make our trips. So we have water, 3 packs, 28 pack of ice mountain water for $6.12 total. Also, make sure the kids get a good lunch. Make sure they have something that is authentic to Bloomington. I want to make sure to provide them with Mother Bear's pizza for lunch, 10 large pieces at the cost of $158.50. 50 cent. We're also going to have a presentation by Alpha Phi Alpha. It's an organizational campus filled with students of color who can then share their experiences with my students from North Central High School. The total cost for the event is $1,414.62. So, how do we fund this trip? I think it's important that we mention the general fund. A lot of the funds that we're familiar with as school leaders, they have different rules, regulations. I know that general fund involves taxpayers. I know that general fund is also accommodated for, or at least mentioned for the fiscal year. But what about adding a project like this to referendum? Referendum is a way for us to get around the general fund and figure out a way to make our community engaged into what's happening in our schools. The referendum would be a great opportunity to create a referendum that includes a project such as student organization college visits. I think that we can start there. Also, get our capital projects fund. What if you interpret what the capital projects fund does differently? Is there a way we can link this project to serving a greater need for the school? So does it have to be about per se the literal building blocks of school? Are students not important building blocks to the overall education of Central High School? What is the way that we can twist or interpret the capital projects fund differently so we're able to fund this trip? And also look at the bus transportation fund. Is every single dollar associated with the bus transportation fund accounted for? Is it made available? Does every single bus need have mechanical issues, or is there money left over every single year? What if we can use that bus transportation fund as a means to take the kids down there, so we can then minimize that cost for the Greyhound bus? Also, one thing that I came across in my research is that Lawrence Township has something called a bridge fund. I'm going to take you there to the website now. Excuse me, just one second. So the Bridge Fund acts as an opportunity for the community to in further or act or become a foundation to further uh, opportunities to for students to engage in academics and athletics and extracurricular activities for those that may not necessarily have the money to do so. So Washington Township somewhat modeled this model. We can do something like this to fund this trip. Okay, and it's continuing the deeper cultural significance. So federal poverty aid, and census data reporting is a big issue right now. We know that there are schools out there that are struggling to receive monies, even though they have a big student population of people that are in poverty, but it's not accounted for because of no census data reporting. Uh, with this particular trip, fresh these kids can become agents of change. They're influenced to become engaged citizens, individuals who pay attention to politics, who fight for justice. So things like this connection, this harming students in urban environments with federal poverty aid data reporting so that it won't happen. Or they can actually participate in census reporting. The more educated these students are, the more knowledgeable they are about what's going on in society, the more they will participate. So college is important. It's a key component for them to do so. Thank you for your time. I'll now turn over questions and comments, concerns to you all. Let's debate. Let's discuss. Thank you.